Okay, now look. You see the shrimp is absolutely perfect right now. Now we're going to start introducing our liquid. Simple cooking, easy instructions. You're in the right place. Today, shrimp and peppers. This is a recipe I got when I was traveling through New Orleans, Louisiana. And it wasn't even a restaurant, to be honest with you. It was actually at this little side hut, like around a corner from some neighborhood I was in, and the person was out there and they were making them to order, and it was the best shrimp and peppers I've ever had. And I want to share this with you because it's easy and you will love it. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is I want to show you that we're using some regular peeled and deveined shrimp. Now these are 26.30, which means there's 26 to 30 per pound. Anytime you see that number on top of your bag of shrimp, frozen shrimp, that number tells you how many are per pound. So if it's 16.20, that means there's 16 to 20 per pound. 26.30s, that means there's 26 to 30 per pound, and that's what we have here. Okay, so, and then I've got our peppers, and I've got some scallions, and I've got lots of ingredients that I'm going to go through as we start to add them so you can see. But stay towards the end of this video. You got to watch the whole thing now, because there's one little ingredient that I'm going to be putting in towards the middle that really brings this whole thing to another level. And I actually had to beg this like amazing woman. She was like, I'm almost like, I'll pay you. What is it? And she finally told me, and I was like, oh, okay, that's great. So I'm going to share that with you today, but let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our peppers sliced up, and we're going to just make these peppers, we're going to slice them up into just kind of strips, nothing crazy here. I'm going to get all the seeds out there. And basically, we just want to get them into like little strips here. Not anything crazy. So, this one. And then we'll do the same for our red pepper. We just cut it in half and get our seeds out. And the membrane, as much as the membrane. Some people say the membrane can be bitter. I kind of find that probably true, so I just take the membrane out. And then of course get all the seeds out, like so. And again, we're going to go this way this time, a little smaller. What I liked about this recipe when I was watching her make this for me, she didn't really get all precise, which I love. She kind of gave that home cooked feel to it. It's like nothing has to be perfect, just enjoy it. I love that about her style. All right, so we've got the peppers going. Now we're going to get our burner started here. And we always do the extra virgin olive oil into our pan. Like so. And we go ahead and get these peppers. And what we want to do is we want to just sweat these. Okay, we're going to get them nice and sweaty. And while that's coming down, we've got some green onion. Delicious. And again, just a rough chop, nothing major, nothing crazy. Right. And we're going to save these for a little bit later. And what we'll do here now is see our peppers are starting to. We just want to get these to get kind of translucent. And one of the ways you can get your vegetables to kind of start to break down a little bit faster is to add a little bit of salt. Sodium does a lot of things. Vegetables are 90% water, so if I add in a little bit of salt, not only just for flavor, but will also help break down and get them a little soft a little quicker. Like that. turn the heat down to just about a simmer, low simmer, as you can see. And while that's going, we're going to work on our shrimp. And so we'll start with seasoning our shrimp. As always, the first thing we're going to do is get some kosher salt. Black pepper. And turn them over. Right hand was using the kosher salt. The left hand is doing the flipping. A little pro tip there so you don't contaminate your food or you don't contaminate your seasonings. Go back to the right hand here. Other side, kosher salt. Other side, black pepper. And we're not done yet because we want to give a little bit of ginger. And we want to do a little bit of garlic powder. Beautiful. Just kind of mix them all like that. Alright. Now, we take our shrimp. Peppers starting to come down really nice. Add the shrimp in here. And as you know, shrimp doesn't take long to cook. Look at that. And we're just getting started. Alright. We're going to let these go for about another 2 minutes till the shrimp become completely pink. When we come right back, I'll show you how we're going to start adding all of our liquid and how we're going to deal with that so we have just this amazing dish. And I'm telling you, it's quick, it's simple, it's my go-to. It's a beautiful shrimp and pepper stir fry. Be right back. Okay, now look. You see the shrimp is absolutely perfect right now. Now we're going to start introducing our liquid. The first thing we're going to start with is some chicken stock. Now you can use clam juice, vegetable stock. I wouldn't use beef stock, but clam juice, vegetable stock, or chicken stock or chicken broth is perfect, okay? So we're going to put in about 1/4 cup. And then we're going to add some teriyaki, 2 tablespoons. And this is really important. This is oyster sauce, okay? We're going to add about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And now, this mixed around. Okay. Now here's the piece that I want everyone to understand. There's basically 3 types of thickening agents that are used on a daily basis, all right? One of them is not used that much anymore, and that's a slurry of just flour and water. Your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, somebody probably used that at one time. Still used sometimes, but not as much. The other one is a roux, which is equal parts flour and butter, okay? Very, very common, especially in New Orleans. But when I was watching this woman teach me how to make this, she used a cornstarch slurry, which we're going to use today, which is basically, we're going to take 2, maybe even just 1, well, 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch and some water. And you just want to get this to the consistency of like wet glue. Well, not even that. Kind of just to where it's, make sure it's liquidy. So not a glue, but just so where you can pour it in. Alright? And then you want to make sure that your liquid is at a boil, okay, which it is right now, before you add into your cornstarch slurry. And you get right to the middle here, and you just start slowly adding the slurry in here. And you can see it's instantly thickening that up. We didn't even need as much as I've got here. I'm going to add a little bit more chicken stock. And you know what? A little bit more of the oyster sauce too. Okay. What I love about cooking, and you should too, is that nothing's precise. Eyes. Use your eyes. See what's going on. All right. Look at that. Maybe just a little bit more of the slurry, and I think we're good to go. Look at that. Now I'm going to turn the heat completely off. Now, here's the ingredient I told you I was going to tease you with that she used. It was just, I was like, wow, I never would have thought of that. Brown sugar. About 1 tablespoon. I don't know what it is, but I never would have thought of this. And it really did bring out all of the flavors so beautifully. It was really amazing. I can't wait for you guys to try this. Leave in the comments below if you've had a stir fry like this. I'd love to hear your experiences. Okay. And then last but not least, we're going to take the green onion that we chopped up earlier. I'm going to mix that all in like that. Woo, baby. Baby, baby. Come on, say it with me. Woo, baby. Say it with me. Woo, baby. Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. When we come back, we're going to plate this up and we're going to take a taste because we have to. One thing I will like to say before we stop for 1 second and let this come down. She served this over dirty rice. I'm not going to use dirty rice today. I will do a video on making dirty rice. Leave in the comments below if you want me to do a video on dirty rice, which was delicious. But we're just going to put this as is. But boy, does that look amazing, doesn't it? We'll be right back to take a taste. All right. Look at this. We've got this. Come in here. Come in here. Look at that. Woo! My goodness gracious alive. Let's take it to our dish here. When I was served this in Louisiana, she had just put this in a nice little paper bowl for me with a plastic fork, and I felt like I was dining in a 5-star restaurant, eating out of a plastic paper bowl and a plastic fork. I thought, oh my goodness, is there anything better ever? And then what we'll do is just, I always like a little housekeeping, make sure everything is cleaned up before you present it to the table, like so. Oh my gosh. And then maybe get a couple of shrimp on here like this. And you take that to the table, and you just know this is going to be delicious. In fact, we're going to find out right now. Let me get a little pepper here and some shrimp. Wow. I mean, it brings me back to that little alley I went around. Oh, thank you, Miss Doris. Thank you, Miss Doris. This is a home run. Oh my goodness. That brown sugar really makes all the difference in the world. It brings all the flavors together. You know, even as a chef over 40 years now, you always want to learn something, and boy, did I learn something. Woo! So good. So good. Listen, one of the things I love about teaching is that you can learn so much from understanding the basics and the techniques, and that's what we've done here. For example, you could add red onion to this. You could add mushrooms to this. You could add, just so many other things to your own palate, right? You could cut back on the oyster sauce. You could add soy sauce instead of kikkoman teriyaki. It's really all up to you at this point because you understand the foundation and the basis of this. And of course, if you're overwhelmed by watching this and you say, oh, I'll never be able to make that, I don't remember, pick up my ebook. There is a link to the ebook in the description box below. It basically, it will really help you learn the simple techniques and foundations that are going to make you a better cook instantly. So I highly recommend, if you're feeling a little bit stuck and you want to take your kitchen confidence to another level, this ebook is perfect for you. So I got to get back to lunch here. This was unbelievable. Thank you all so much for watching. Comment below, leave me a like if you've enjoyed this video, spread the word. I love teaching, I love all you, and we'll see you next time. And remember, as always, eat well and stay healthy.